Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Rigathi Gachagua is addressing the IEBC chairperson, that is Erastus Edung Edakon. And this is what Gachagua is saying. Interference of the electoral process by the IEBC vice chairperson Fahima Arafat Abdallah. My attention is drawn to the role self-assigned and reckless conduct of your vice chairperson Fahima Arafat Abdallah with utmost impunity to meddle and bungle the Magarini constituency by-elections for the 27th November 2025. This is despite the fact that it is within my knowledge and common knowledge the Magarini by-elections was occasioned by electoral malpractices by IEBC in the year 2022. It's within my knowledge that the IEBC has a deliberate policy not to deploy commissioners or officers from the regions where they come from in an event of an election or a by-election. I am aware that your vice chairperson Fahima has assumed the roles of managing the Magarini by-elections through corrupt covert means. You are well aware that the commissioner assigned to the coast region is one Dr. Alutalala Mukwana. Be informed, might it be not within your knowledge that on Friday 21st November, your vice chairperson Fahima was in Magarini, where she bullied, intimidated, and coerced the electoral officials manning the Magarini by-elections. She demanded the full list and contacts of all the officers presiding over the by-elections in Magarini. In the evening of the same Friday, your rogue vice chairperson Fahima, in the company of Dr. Atulala Mukwana, held a meeting at the Boutique Hotel in Malindi with Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'aro, and a bribery negotiation was carried out, and a figure we shall disclose was agreed upon. This was in exchange of the list and names of all the presiding officers and instructions thereof to help Governor Gideon Mung'aro bungle the elections in favor of his preferred candidate. In the meeting, the vice chairperson committed to hand in the list of all the officers and their contacts once Governor Mung'aro puts in a deposit of the agreed upon bribe. After the Friday 21st November 2025 meeting, all officers were instructed by your vice chairperson to closely work with Governor Mung'aro and give him the full support he has so needs for the by-elections. The officials were cornered and intimidated to this electoral malpractice ordeal. On Saturday, the 22nd November 2025, Governor Mung'aro handed in the bribe deposit to your vice chairperson Fahima, and in exchange, he was handed in the list and contact details of the presiding officers and a full command of the electoral process to his favor and the candidate thereof. Your vice chairperson spent another night at the hotel and left for Nairobi in an evening flight. It is shocking and utterly unbelievable that a commissioner of IEBC at the level of a vice chairperson can be involved in an extreme drive to bungle a by-election. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Erastus Edung Edakon, you know the circumstances under which you and your commissioners were put in the office. Do not let us and the people of Kenya remind you as such. From the outset, though Kenyans kept quiet, like me, they had a very doubt that your impartiality in the 2027 general election remain doubtful. Mr. Rastas, while this could be true, you could have used the 27th November 2025 by-elections to prove Kenyans that the world otherwise. To prove Kenyans and the world otherwise. Mr. Rastas, it is sad that barely 4 months into your being in office, under the circumstances you clearly know, your Vice Chairperson Fahima is on a reckless spree to bangle a by-election. This is totally unacceptable. This casts every doubt of your 2027 conduct. On behalf of our DCP candidate in Magarini, Honorable Stanley Karisa Kenga, and on my own behalf, we demand that all the presiding officers in Magarini be replaced forthwith. We further demand that you restrain and restrict your rogue vice chairperson from bungling the Magarini by-elections and any other elections within the territory of the Republic of Kenya. We demand that, Mr. Chairman, you protect electoral officials in Magarini and other electoral areas from harassment and intimidation by the vice chairperson. Additionally, we further demand that you carry out a thorough investigation into the conduct of your vice chairperson and that she immediately steps down as a vice chairperson and a commissioner of the IEBC. Mr. Chairperson, the 2027 general election in Kenya will be an emotive election. You live in Kenya and you can judge the mood of the country. Do not feign ignorance. You have the moral duty and responsibility to earn the trust of the people of Kenya ahead of the 2027 general election. Any perception of the relocation of the 2027 general elections could throw this great nation into anarchy. Kenya is not Tanzania. Do the right thing in Magarini constituency and avoid innuendos. Restrain and discipline your rogue vice chairperson. Lastly, finally, the question I am asking and many other Kenyans ask: if an IBC commissioner can be involved in an electoral malpractice this early, how can we trust IBC with the 2027 general election? Signed, Gachagua, DCP party leader. Mesikia vile wamepanga kuiba uchaguzi, but they won't like it. We are alert, we are focused. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.